Hello, everybody. This is Swati live from Los Angeles. It's 7 p.m. on September 4th. September 4th. We have 2 more days before we end this camp. After that, we will start the once a week, and I'm planning to have it on Thursday morning, once in the morning and once in the evening. You will get the appropriate email once everything is set. But meanwhile, before we actually do the future planning, you will also get an email giving you the whole index that Hans van Vie has set up for us. It will tell you each and every session what was covered in one line. So anything you want to refer back to, you can just go to your table and click on that and you'll get the recording session. So now there were a couple of questions yesterday, and I would like to attend to those questions. One question was about yoga and meditation, and that is a very relevant question because a lot of times people do think of yoga and mindfulness meditation as sort of they put it in a similar category, and they wonder, and the question was which one is better. Now that is not a fair question, a fair comment for me to say yoga is better than mindfulness meditation, because they both have their own, obviously their own place and own purpose. Having said that, I would like to first talk about where mindfulness started and when yoga started. Mindfulness started 2500 years ago when Prince Siddharth left his kingdom and went searching for the answer to the question. The question was, if there is suffering, it seems like everybody's life has some kind of suffering. How do you deal with it? How do you deal with it without falling apart? How do you deal with it in the proper way? What is the answer to the suffering? And he went looking for the answer. He went to a lot of learned people. He went to forests and lived a very ascetic lifestyle. He went to Hindu priests, and he also went to Jain, which was another religion, but which was already there. He also studied under these teachers. In the end, he decided that he did find some answers, but not all. So what he did was he went what we now know as Bodh Gaya. There was a banyan tree. He sat under the banyan tree and he decided to meditate over or ponder over this question for as long as it needed. In the end, he had his aha moment. He had his what's called enlightenment. And Prince Siddharth from then onward was called Buddha, which means the awakened one. What did he find? He find that he came up with the knowledge that was called four noble truths. And the first truth was that yes, suffering is inevitable. Everybody's life will have some dissatisfaction. That doesn't matter how rich, how poor, what race, what country, what nationality, all these kinds of things don't really matter. The second thing is there is a reason for this kind of suffering, and the reason is attachment. And the third truth is that yes, we can get rid of this, and we can get rid of the cause for this misery that we are experiencing. So to develop non-attachment. And fourth truth is, how do you do that? So he came up with what's called eightfold path. And the eightfold path will tell you how do you lead your life in a certain way, in the right way. And in the process of doing that, not only that you build the right type of non-attachment, but you also create what's called morality, or you avoid all the fluctuations of life. Now, the non-attachment part, how do you actually do that? So one of the things in the eightfold path is meditation, mindfulness meditation. Now, mindfulness is a Western word, but let's just call it mindfulness meditation because we understand what it is. So that is one way you can create the right type of non-attachment. Now, when I say non-attachment, do not think about it as a detachment, couldn't care less, nor it is against what we consider proper attachment to our family, kids, or whatever it is. That's what we understand by the word attachment. That's not what it is talking about. Attachment is specifically defined as intense craving and intense aversion. craving and aversion both create certain kinds of attitudes in us and misery. So if you take away those two things from the way you deal with the world, whatever comes to you, you're equipped to deal with it. The acceptance that we talk about, the non-judgmentality we talk about, all these things are possible because of understanding that intense craving and intense aversion is what's creating misery. Now, why am I saying all these things? After Buddhism was born, Buddha's teachings were spreading. It was a secular way. He was just a teacher. He did not think about himself as any special messenger, anything like that. The religion part, which is the rituals and certain do's and don'ts, that came up later, especially as Buddha's teachings spread all over Southeast Asia. Depending upon whichever country they went to, things were added to it. So we are not getting into those things. We are sticking to the original teachings. Very simple, compact, rational teachings, which really is psychology. So now, what happened was almost 1000 years after Buddhism was born, Yoga Sutra by Patanjali. That's what came about. Now, I want to talk about one book that I went to the book event last week. It was published by really dear friends of mine. They are both mindfulness meditators and yoga practitioners. So the book is called Sacred Thread, and I want to read a couple of lines from it. So what they have done is 195 of Patanjali's different lines are translated from Sanskrit to English, and they're accompanied with pictures. There are a lot of pictures were taken, and under the picture there is a translation. So it's easy read. So the reason I'm going to read certain lines is to show you what the goal in some sense of practicing yoga is very similar to what we have been talking about. Very similar to the non-attachment idea, or rather equanimity. That is to avoid the fluctuations of the mind. So I want to read something here. Okay, so Patanjali, the person who wrote Yoga Sutra, he defines yoga as the stilling of the fluctuations of the mind. Through practice, the mind develops equanimity, and like the fish is no longer disturbed by turmoil and uncertainty. Free from reactivity, the yogi practices skill in action, and with penetrating discernment sees that there are actions that lead to suffering and actions that lead to freedom. So Patanjali's Yoga Sutra was heavily influenced by Buddha's ideas, and the goals almost seem similar. So what is the difference? Of course, one difference is Yoga Sutra, or the real original yoga, really focuses on the body and postures and yogasanas. That's what we don't do in mindfulness meditations. Mindfulness meditation focuses primarily on the mind. And even when you are focusing on the body sensations, you're realizing the body mind, you're paying specific attention to the body and mind connection. So the emphasis is different. Besides, mindfulness meditation is a lot more than just avoiding the fluctuations. And we have been studying mindfulness meditations all these weeks, so you know what's more about it than practicing yoga. A lot of times people practice yoga and mindfulness both because they complement each other. So in that sense, you can think about yoga and mindfulness meditation overlapping but not the same. The way yoga is practiced in the West now is pretty much a form of exercise, body shaping, body toning, but that is not the original purpose of yoga. That is the side effect that will come about, and precision and correctness of postures, of course, those were done, but the idea wasn't to look good or to get in shape. That wasn't the idea, the only idea behind yoga. Anuradha says, Happy Teacher's Day. Thank you. Now I'm going to get rid of the bottom here. By the way, the book that I just showed you, if any one of you is interested in getting this book for yourself, is called Sacred Thread, Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. I'll just quickly show you the link. It's not on Amazon. It's a publication called, see, this is the book, Sacred Thread. It's a publication called Nalanda International. So you will have to search for Nalanda International. You see it in the top bar, nalandainternational.com. For those of you who are interested in buying it. Okay, so now the second question that Eugenia asked yesterday, and I did answer it, but I forgot to mention one thing. And let me see what happened here to the light. Oh, well, I'm not sure. Anyway, so Eugenia asked about stream of thought or stream of consciousness and open awareness meditation. In both open awareness as well as stream of thought or stream of consciousness, you are becoming aware of whatever is going on, the stream of thought. But mindfulness, open awareness is more than just simple stream of thought, in the sense that you are paying attention to everything that's coming to you at the moment. And one can say, yes, stream of thought is similar, stream of consciousness. However, there's one big difference, which is in mindfulness meditation, we are simply observing, total acceptance and non-judgmentality. And these ideas are not necessarily part of the stream of thought or stream of consciousness. So mindfulness meditation, we are training our mind to observe, and we are deriving all the benefits I talked about because of being able to do that. I have also received some other questions, and I would like to talk to you about it tomorrow because people are running ahead of themselves. I've had a couple of really good questions, and mindfulness meditation, right now mindfulness meditation everybody's aware of, and there's so much being talked about mindfulness meditation. So sometimes it may seem like, wow, whatever I want, all I have to do is mindfully meditate and I'll get everything. But I do want to also mention a couple of caveats, couple of cautions about mindfulness meditation. They are not so much cautions, but something we should know about. But I'm going to do that tomorrow, as well as my teachings on creative problem solving and mindfulness. There are some studies that one person sent me asking me, what do you think of this? Where actually mind wandering is supposed to be helping creative solutions. So I'll address all these kinds of things tomorrow, and hopefully day after tomorrow will be the conclusion. So you are going to get to know everything, all the basics of whatever you need to know about mindfulness. And I am so glad that we have managed to cover almost everything. Now, if there's anything, any question that comes to your mind, any study you see or any article that you think is interesting or doesn't match what your understanding is, please send it to me. Interesting discussions is one best way to learn the material. Now, let me see what is being said. Rohit says happy Janmashtami. So I have been, I guess, offered wishes for different days. Thank you guys. So now let's get to our open awareness meditation today. Something. Happy birthday, Lord Krishna. Janmashtami means Lord Krishna's birthday in Hinduism, and that's today. So some people are wishing me that. Okay, so now close your eyes. And take a few deep breaths. Now pay attention to your breath for some time. And now open your attention, open up your awareness with curiosity and see how your body and mind, how is it experiencing the world at the moment, here and now, observing, accepting, not holding judgments. That's the way you're going to observe it. Notice what comes to your attention and notice it for some time. Don't jump around. Notice each one, whatever comes to your mind, whatever image, whatever thought, whatever feeling, whatever body sensation, or maybe just simple breath. Notice it, watch it, and then go on to the next thing. Awareness the whole time. And you're becoming aware of how you are aware of all these things. You're not getting lost in the thoughts. Instead, you're just watching your thoughts. Oh, thinking about this right now, feeling this right now. You're not analyzing. You're not getting carried away with a series of thoughts. When one thought comes, thinking of this, and then stay there. Not paying attention to the specifics of the thought, like what it means to me, why I'm doing it, what does it mean, comprehension. That's not what you're doing. You're just simply aware of what thought is coming to you, thinking of this, and how you're experiencing at the moment whatever is coming to you. Bring your attention back. If you're lost in thoughts, become aware of whatever is going on with you at the moment. Thinking of this, feeling relaxed, or feeling this back hurts. Whatever it is, just simply observe and pay attention to that thing for some time before moving on to the next. Bring your awareness back, aware of awareness. And at this point, bring your attention back to the breath, breathing in and breathing out, and back to focusing on the breath. And say the line 3 times. Breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I'm okay. Breathing in, I smile. Breathe out, I'm okay. Breathe in, I smile. Breathe out, I'm okay. Rohit says audio was not very clear. I wonder if it is not clear for everybody. because sometimes it's clear for some and not for others. I just want to make sure I'm placing this correctly. Can you guys tell me if it is okay? Um, when we do our ongoing class, I am trying to get something better. If one person actually had suggested something, I'll have to dig through my emails. But if you have any suggestion on something that will work better when I'm having this session, if there is a mic that you know will work better and it's not going to be too advanced to figure out how to use too much of a professional quality, that will not be so good. So if you can suggest something that is simple to use and I can get, I would really appreciate that. So if there is no question or no comment, somebody did say audio is okay. So for Anu, Radha, audio is okay. And for Rohit, it's not okay. So I hope, Rohit, you can still hear me at least to a certain degree. And at this point, because I assume there are no questions or comments, I would like to say bye to you, and I'll see you tomorrow with more answers to questions. And then after that, we will have our concluding session. So bye for now, and I'll see you tomorrow.